Welcome in, ladies and gents. This is the 1923 series review. Obviously, if you guys have not seen the first two seasons, hopefully this quick review can give you guys some insight onto what it's about and why you should probably check it out. And so, if you guys don't know, Taylor Sheridan, once again, the phenomenal, excellent Paramount Plus Kevin Feige, essentially. This dude been killing it since I think Sicario. That was the first movie that I saw that he had written, and so that movie is a masterpiece. An excellent crime drama thriller with Emily Blunt and Javier Bardem is in there, and Benicio del Toro, and so it's well. Actually, I think Javier Bardem is not in there. He's not in there. No, just Benicio del Toro and Mr. What's his name? The guy that played Thanos, Josh Brolin. But anyway, this ain't about that. 1923. This is a sequel to the 1823 series, or at least the one series that he did with that, because that one season is excellent. That's actually what got me, first of all, watching Paramount Plus, let alone watching anything connected to the Taylor Sheridan universe, because I didn't even watch Yellowstone when it debuted. I didn't even know what that was until 18. I saw 1883, and I was like, damn, Taylor Sheridan did this, and then I found out, oh, he did Yellowstone, and that's what got me watching Yellowstone. So 1883 is always going to be my favorite of his, because that's the one that got me opened up to all these other series like 1923. And so I also believe it's obviously a prequel to Yellowstone, but knowing the events, if you guys watch Yellowstone and that series finale, you know what eventually happens. But it's still kind of good to see like that lineage of the Duddons defending this farm before we all know what inevitably happens. And so this season in particular, we see Spencer and Alexandria being separated, because at the end of the first season, they had their little, you know, escapade and love affair throughout Africa and throughout the various countries and things like that. They got married on a whim, well, because they was in love, but they got married and then they got separated. And so Spencer is off on that boat where he's held captive, or at least where he got to work off his debt, and she is back in her homeland, and she's miserable. Alexandria is just miserable with the fact that she's not able to be with Spencer, and she locked herself in the room. Her best friend has to come find her to kind of get out of her shell, but she utilizes and enlists her friend's help in order for her to escape the the luxurious and affluent home that she's in, so she can go and be with her lover. And we just see the journey and the struggles, the triumphs, the obstacles, the circumstances, the people that she has to overcome in order for her to find her way to Spencer. And we see Spencer, and they kind of parallel their journeys to the point up until that high point of them eventually being able to finally meet. But everything that happens in between, especially on Alexandria's end, especially with her being pregnant, because yes, all this is a series review, so you know it's a spoilers. All this is spoiler field, and so we see her pregnant, and we see how that is affecting her. We see when she finally does get on the boat and get to America, and how she has to go through the process, the immigrant process, and all the tests and the different avenues and situations that they put her through in order for her to even gain some form of citizenship. And it was maddening to watch, but it was also a very, very dehumanized look at how American processes work for immigrants in this country. Not to the point where I don't think some of it is not useful, but a lot of times it can be overbearing or overt more than it needs to be. But anyway, just her seeing that, her witnessing that from the England's perspective, you know, she grew a deep appreciation for why she came, what homeland that she's in, but she also, you know, gained a sort of disdain for coming to America. But all that is overridden for her love for Spencer. And so we just see that journey. We see Jacob Dutton and Cora back in Yellowstone, trying to get rid of Donald, or trying to stay off his usurpation, or trying to basically take over their land by any means necessary, because money is not an option for Duttons. They not taking nothing. They can't be bribed. So, and he can't beat them in a court of law. So he gonna try to do what he do, kill him, so the land can be vacant and he can take over that. And obviously he enlists the help of Banner, and Banner is just seeing further more just despicable, depraved, and just nasty aspects of Donald and all his various machinations, and him with his little side mistress who he has just enacting all his dark desires upon these poor victims, these poor females that he constantly having her rope in to all his depraved uh, BDSM antics and things like that. So it's sickening. You know, I know it's supposed to be Taylor put that in there just to show just how disgusting this character is, and it's just man, it's just but I can't believe somebody is so surprised and see somebody that's wealthy like that has a power, influence, and wealth and social status that's able to just get away with certain things and do certain activities. No surprise. And so we also see Jack with him and his lover. I believe her name is Elizabeth. And so we see their relationship is kind of on the fritz. And Jack, I mean, I understand he's a young buck, but it's just like, man, this dude is so fucking stupid. He is so stupid. He is one of the dumbest characters in this whole universe. He is really dumb. He is really dumb, and yeah, it's just like certain things that unfold throughout the rest of this season, and him being a part of those things, just like wow. And it's just like everything that concludes up until the end of this season, you just like, yep, I can see why. And so we also see, because I think, well, they mostly only focus on Cora and Jacob and Spencer and Alexandria's perspectives, but we obviously see Banner, like I said, Banner was having that confliction within his own soul about him partnering up with Donald, and he's starting to second guess that allegiance. And we also see I believe her name is Tioni, the Indian woman. We see her journey with the priest still pursuing her, and the other sheriff guy that's with the priest, and how they're just going on this crazy murderous spree throughout the country, all throughout America, trying to find her. And just man, that sheriff dude, just the moment he came on screen, I'm just like, he despicable. And the priest ain't no better. Him supposedly being a godly man, despicable. Absolutely disgusting characters, man. And they justify, right? At least the sheriff, he just know he a piece of shit. At least with the priest, he tried to justify his action by calling it some type of righteous conviction. It's just like, no. No. But he is an interesting character nevertheless. And Tiona, we see her, find her little love interest as well, and her got her little team together trying to get away from away from the priest and the sheriff as much as possible. And then they also do something that I really appreciated, one of my favorite shows, Dexter, and they bring one of the alumni from there. And so that was very, very, very satisfying to see. So I was happy to see her come into the equation. And so, yeah, it was just a great season. It was actually a little bit better than the previous season because it's a little bit more tight. But yeah, it was great, and Taylor Sheridan done it again, man. I really look forward to seeing what he does with 1944, with this being a continuation of that. And yeah, and obviously certain things that happen at the climactic, that last episode, which is basically a movie. And this is the thing about his series, is like, you don't care. Like, it's like this, even though TV series are meant to be those long drawn out stories, but even an hour and 40-minute episode just goes by well because you're so invested into these characters, because Taylor Sheridan really knows how to write characters. And he pretty much writes every series that he does. And I know it's like almost like I'm just glazing this dude, but he hasn't let me down really with one TV series that I've watched from him. I've loved all of them. Yellowstone is one of my all-time favorite TV series. And that's because of 1883, which is one of my favorite, just one singular season of TV ever. And so, man, this dude is incredible. I look forward to seeing what he does with 1944, and I hope he continues on with the Dutton family as much as he can. And yeah, if you guys want to, please check this out. I would say watch 1883 first, and if you really like that show, then come to 1923. But if you don't like 1883, I'm not sure you're gonna like 1923. So overall, I would probably give this entire series like a 8.5 out of 10. It's excellent. Peace.